So I'm having a hot cocoa in the back room. It's a hot cocoa. And we're done. Well, we're not done. Now we've got to figure out what we're going to do with the room. But here it is. Hi, it is Robbie from Southern California. Gary's doing the cleaning. And now we're going to figure out what old cabinets we want. We had an old couch. We literally had this thing for maybe 20 plus years. So we brought that in here now. We've got the beams stained in what they call pecan, but came out quite dark, but that's okay. We've got lighting there. What do you think we did with the doors? I know you're waiting. What color is the door? What color is the door? Well, keeping with the theme of the house, there's the doors. We went brown, and it is stained. Look at this. Let's take a look at this. Let me close the door. It's our junk room. And there it is. I know most of you did say brown, and I was the one that went white in the beginning. I said I wanted everything white. But, you know, thinking about the house and the way everything is and the beams that come through, I think brown was a good choice. And here's the big thing. Let me step back so you can see it. So if we would have gone white, we could not have stained the doors. Yes, you can pay somebody $1,000+ to strip the doors to stain it, and it's never going to look as nice. So if you stain it, you can always go back and paint it white if you wanted to, or any color you want. But if it would have been white, you couldn't go the other way. So that's why we decided to just go with that. Then we've got the baseboards. Gary has had this for 15 years. We stained that. That went along the bottom. And this is why. Let me take a peek in here. See the theme of the house? This is why we went with the wood. Because the roof, Gary painted all this. I think it's Navajo white. And then we went ahead. I didn't stain it. Gary stained all the beams. And here, you haven't seen the inside. We don't have to see the mess right now, but look at this. Years and years ago, I told you the story. Somebody redid that. Oh, we're going back who knows how many years. I'm holding up my camera as much as I can. You cannot stand up there, but let me tell you something. The kids have a blast when they go up there. When they come over for parties, because we have, birthday parties here and holidays we do here. We got all the totes with all our stuff packed in it from the back room. That's a place they love hanging out. And what they love about it is they can hang out and then look out. Now let's go back. I don't know why that was done that way, because a lot of lofts you can stand in. But remember the story, the person that lived here, I think it was back in the 70s, all through maybe the early 80s. What did they have here? Cats. Perfect place to have your cats. And again, I'm not talking about a cute little house cat, tabby kitten. They had monkeys. And they had lions. It was a thing back then. Some people did have all kinds of stuff. You could go into a pet store when I was younger, and they could have monkeys there and all kinds of animals. Oh my gosh, I remember once I wanted to bring home a lynx. They used to sell that stuff here in Southern California. But I think that was built because look how it is structured up there. You see that? I actually think, let me zoom back out again. I do believe, this is just a thought because I don't know how to get a hold of people, and that would be an interesting story. I do believe that somebody built that because there's a stairway there. See the stairway? And you can go up the stairs, and then it looks like a tree. What do you call it? Those cat trees that the cats play on? You can go by them. That's what it looks like. And I think this was a place that their big cats could hang out while they were entertaining down here and having parties. They used to call this the party house. And I actually knew somebody years ago when I first moved up here in the 80s. He brought me home because my car broke down. And he said, oh, the party house is here. And I said, what? Look at the lady with all the mountain lions. Or not mountain lions, lions. I keep saying that. Lions, full-size African lions. And she was already gone. So I don't know anything more than that. they ran her out of town because people got tired of getting up in the morning, getting ready to go to work, and they would have a lion in their garage because the story goes she would lunge them, take them outside for walks, and then let them just kind of roam around for a while. They never hurt anybody, and that's it. So we went with the brown door because of the ceilings. Gary's busy trying to put things back. Here, I can show you. Let me get over here and let him go by. I'll show you the stairs because it's a very interesting house. There's a, look at that. See? It goes up. We can take a little walk. Let me see. I don't have my camera on a stick. And there it is. Look at this. Now you tell me, does this not look like a cat loft? Look at that. That's all. And you can't stand. But like I said, the kids love it. They've got a tin there full of their crayons and stuff. They can come up here and they come over and they just hang out here. It doesn't get too hot. It doesn't get too cold. It's perfect. But to me, let me back up slowly. To me, that's what it looks like. I mean, someplace that the big cats could just hang out. Can you imagine walking through here and you got these big paws hanging over, looking down at you? I'm sure they leaped off of that when they were here too, because it's not that far. And that was it. So yes, we went with Brown. I'm not going to bother Gary. He's trying to get everything put together. The kitchen, I believe I've taken you around the kitchen before. So let's take a zip in the kitchen. When we first got this place, you could literally walk through the walls. My dog could walk through. There were holes and there was nothing here. Nothing. There was an island or a sink. There was no island, actually. I think that was taken out, but the sink was here. So the sink was there and there was nothing else. I don't even know if I've got pictures. The whole kitchen, you look at this, not accounting the appliances, that took us time to get, cost us just under $1,000. This is everything. All the cabinets. Sorry, had to grab the phone. That was my daughter. So anyways, like I said, this whole kitchen was under $1,000. If you are a contractor, you can spot all the mistakes. And there are tons of things that are different and odd and mistakes. And I can walk you through if you want to see that. Let's not talk about the appliances because they were bought where they were discounted on the floor. I mean, this thing is like a $3,600 oven, and I think I paid $600 for it. It was discounted to the point, unbelievable, brand new. So excited with it. But don't quote me on the price. It was something like that. I walked in and they wanted to blow it out of the store. All right, if you start looking through the cabinets, they were built to be in here. That's how Gary did it. You know, this is going to take too long, but let me kind of cut this down because I don't think you want to hear all the details. There was a company that was going out of business. They were trying to get rid of everything. If you bought 2 cabinets, they gave you a corner cabinet free. Those are corner cabinets along the back. So they were like $15 a cabinet. That's all they were. So it was basically what we did was we walked in there and we bought all the cabinets that were the same color because they didn't have tons of them, but they had quite a few. So with every 2, we got one of those for free. And I'll show you what's going on there. Now, when you look, these cabinets are not the same as these cabinets. Though when you walk in, you wouldn't notice it. And that's when we sat here with all the cabinets and decided what would go where. We put those since they were the same there. And since those were different here, see the drawers and everything? These are plain drawers. And then if you look at the doors, see the design? Well, if you look over here, it's a different design. So you would have to really look at it and you would say, hey, that's not the same cabinet, though they were the same color. Now, these drawers were not right either. Gary built these drawers. All of these were built. So he pieced it together and made the drawers for the cabinet. I don't even remember if they had drawers. There were no drawers. And that was another issue. And he built those drawers. Let me see here. He built the island. Now, the handles, I bought those at the Salvation Army, a giant bag of these porcelain handles for $5. So I had them put away because I walked in one day and they had a big bag. Somebody redid their kitchen. And I thought, gee, there's like 50 of them in there. I'm going to buy them. And I bought them. And they're in There they are on all the cabinets. So they're everywhere in here. Now here, let's see. So these are both different to start with. The uppers, let's see. The uppers look like, those uppers match those. So when you look and you look up, they have the same, but you'll see the design is very different on the doors there. Now going back to this, these were corner cabinets. So all you would see would be this door, but this would be tucked away behind another cabinet that would come out. So Gary stained those, and he also had extra wood, so he put the wood there. But we didn't know what we were going to do here because it was just such a tiny, skinny wall. And I said to him, you know what? Let's build cabinets across here. And he said, you want cabinets here? See? And I said, yes, because they're skinny upper corner cabinets. See how skinny they are? So we lined them up. And of course, there was nothing here. This was open because those were supposed to be going into another cabinet. So we put them here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those cabinets. And then he said, well, what are you going to do with this? It just so happens that he was in the alley someplace and somebody was doing construction and they threw in a dumpster sheets of this clear plexiglass. So he cut the clear plexiglass to fit each cabinet. And I call them pickaboo. And he built that. Then we had those. You're telling me those were what?
These are the upper cabinets from an oven cabinet. So this is an oven cabinet. So what they are these, but I cut the backs off to shorten them so they're not as deep.
Okay, I forgot about that. So these were actually deeper, but you made them so they matched the bottom ones.
Yes.
The bottom ones were that way, right?
The bottom ones are that way. And the bottom ones are tall uppers or corner cabinets.
No, these were corner cabinets.
These are corner.
Oh, they might be upper corner cabinets, but they're corner cabinets. Yeah. And then these were not that short.
Now these were deeper. So if I put the oven cabinet in, this would have gone out to here. So I just cut the backs off them so they would go further against the wall.
I kind of remember that now. It's been so many years, but I do remember that. Okay, well, glad for you to explain this to us.
Okay.
So we've got cabinets across there. This one, I don't even know what they were supposed to be. We just kind of just sat here like a puzzle and just put it together whatever way would work. And then, of course, here, this is not an island cabinet. This is just one of these bottom cabinets here. And he faced them because he had enough cabinets to make them match on both sides. And then, let's see what else. And then this was for an oven. So we did have that cabinet. They had one of those, which was good. And I think it was only the bottom, so he had to build that. This was here. So I forgot. So we had a bunch of oven cabinets?
Yeah, we got a bunch of oven cabinets because no one wanted them. No one needed them, so they didn't want them, so they blew them out cheap. So I wanted the fronts. So the material for the front and even the drawers on the bottom.
Okay, so that's how you built the drawers behind you, because those were built.
So that the drawers behind me were the oven drawers, the cabinet drawers that I trimmed down to fit what I needed. So these are modified drawers. So
that I remember. I remember you made the modified drawers. Okay, so you had a whole bunch. So they were giving these things practically away because nobody needed a ton of oven cabinets.
Exactly.
And then you used the top. Were they top and bottom or no?
Yeah.
Or was that separate?
No, this was part of the oven cabinets. So this all the way down. This is how the oven cabinet should look. And what I took was the pieces of it, cut them down, modified them to suit where I wanted it. So down here, these are oven cabinets too, and I had to add a little piece in the center just to fill the center in, because the upper oven cabinet has a centerpiece. So I removed the centerpiece, which left a gap, so I added a piece there.
Okay. It's been close to 15 years.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember exactly what I did. It's been a while.
Yeah, we never filmed it or anything on that. Okay, well, thank you for explaining that one. That was the only thing left in the kitchen. That's why it's a different color, but it worked out fine, and he built this to fit that in. That's the vent for the cooktop. The cooktop we picked up at the Habitat for $150. That was a really super buy. Bought that a while ago and we got that finally hooked up. This is flooring, and that worked out really nice. That was from Home Depot, and I think it was only $16, and that's what's here on this. Now, as far as the tops, we were thinking of granite. Too expensive. We didn't have the money. And when we went to the Habitat, they had these counters. They're not counters, they're actually tables from Red Lobster. So Red Lobster had redone their restaurants and took all the tabletops, which are there too. This was here. This was the only thing that was here. And it was left with the sink. The cabinet was smashed to pieces, but it was just kind of hanging. So we went ahead and we bought them all because they were $5 a piece. I think this one was 10. They had a couple of them that were 6 feet long. So we bought one or two of them. I can't remember. And then that was split. So we ended up doing the tabletops from Red Lobster on the top. And that's what is here. And then here he split them and he pieced them and we tiled them. I think he might have tiled this. I did a lot of tile work, but I think he did that. There's tile work back there. And the molding back here, some of the stuff is my granddaughter's. I don't drink that coffee. That was from Michael's. And I had a coupon. You know how they get 50% off? They had molding for doing projects, and I bought that. You can kind of see a little design. And he put the molding there. But the whole kitchen, like I said, was less than $1,000. And if we would have done, that's why we did kitchen. If we would have had somebody come in at the time, they wanted over $10,000 just for the cabinet work. And that was years ago already. That was, I guess he did this close to 15 years ago. So this is really cool. So he built the island and the stools I picked up at the thrift store for like $5 a piece. And that's it. So now you know why. Oh, and the sink. This was funny. This is copper, and so is this. We were at the Habitat. When we were picking something up, I don't remember if it was these tops or if it was a cooktop, but they had a whole bunch of copper sinks come in, and they were $40 a piece. And I thought, oh, I don't have the money. We don't have $40. And I think this too was really cheap. So we left and we went to a store and they had small sinks, not even with the design. It's got a fruit in the design. And they were $200 and $300 copper sinks. Do not kid yourself. We jumped right back in the car, ran back to the Habitat, and we bought the copper sink for $40. And I'm not sure this could have been like $20. Also at the time, somebody must have donated it, and that's how we ended up with a copper sink there. So now you know why we decided to go brown. Like I said, if I ever change my mind, I can always paint it white, but you can't go the other way. So we did go brown. Gary's working on here. He thinks he might do some filming in here. So we went white. So this way, when you turn on the lights, and we did put lighting in here. Oh my gosh, let me show you. The lighting is behind the door. Look at this. It is light. And they said, you really want to put that much light in? People were saying, and I said, yes, because I can always dim it down. And when I don't want to use that light, we have simple lights, just to kind of light the place up if we need. But yes, I wanted white because he's thinking of setting something up here where he can work on a project and maybe film it. The couch, like I said, we've had that for years. And the fireplace, we used it 15 years ago, so we'll clean it up. And that's basically it. And then he's got an old dresser, tabletop that I remember we found in the trash. He's going to set something up there and counters there. So we are done for now. It's been a long couple weeks. And then, isn't that gorgeous? I just am so excited. It's so well insulated. My main thing is I hope we can heat this because the heater doesn't work in the house. So I have no heater. And last year I was freezing with a little floor heater. So I'm thinking in here it's so well insulated. It still echoes. Hello, hello. On this he's doing another project. So this has to stay here for now. But I'm going to get drapes. And then hopefully with good heavy drapes, well insulated, top, bottom, all the way around. I think a nice little floor heater will heat this. And can always throw a log on the fireplace if we want. So that's it. We went brown for now. So with that, anybody that was curious, you now know the answer. I didn't know either. I read all your comments. And like I said, originally I thought white, and then I started reading it and looking at it. I stopped. As soon as they were getting ready to paint it, I said, wait, I don't know if I really want white. Let me think about it. And I'm glad I went with brown. So with that, have a wonderful day. And you know the doors, the story on the doors. Bought that also when we got the cabinets for the kitchen because they were blowing out all doors. It didn't matter what it was. They were $5 a piece. And I went back into the store because there was a sign, all doors $5. And I found the manager. I said, let me ask you something. You have these big, grand double doors, solid wood, unstained. How much are those? It goes, I told you, $5. I said, each or both? And the whole set? Yeah, the whole set is $5. We want it all out. And that's why I said to Gary, I want the doors. And he goes, what the heck are we going to do with these doors? I said, I don't know. But you can use them for a table. It's $5. The problem was getting them home. He did get them home. He can't remember how because it is all built in there. It's all mounted in. But we got them home. And for 15 years, they laid against this wall here. And then when we started this room, we looked at it and thought, what a perfect place to put the doors. We had thought about it at the time, but we weren't sure how we were going to do it. So now it's got a beam. It sits on there. And now we have big doors. So we can get something big in here. And the same thing, the sliding glass door, that was a discount. So we got that. But that was, I think we actually paid about $120 for that sliding glass door. That was not at the same place. They were just discounting doors. So that's where we got the doors. So hope you enjoyed our journey. These are the cabinets that are left. We had cabinets left because we bought so many. And Gary is now deciding on what he's going to do with them. See, these don't have doors. Not all of them had doors. And remember, he had to take a lot of them off to build the cabinets. That's why we took everything that was the same color, and that took 3 trips with his truck to load it in there. And then we've got another one here, and we do have we have 3 skinny ones. And so I told Gary, take the skinny one. See how wide this is? Here's another one back here. Put 3 skinny ones there with a tabletop. So we have some place for storage to throw something on there, and this will lead you out. Because if you look, I know some of you might be screaming, that sliding glass door is opening wrong, and it is. But to buy a new door right now, we went and looked, it was going to be $1,000. And though you should flow this way out, I can live going out this way, provided we have like something here, so you're kind of directed into that direction out. Otherwise, I would have had the door open the other way. This is fine. We saved $1,000 on that because we already had that door that Gary had bought. And like I said, here's another cabinet. And then here's the tabletops. And look, they're dated. This is how Red Lobster had him. They must have put him in June 03/99. Or maybe they dated him. They were going to sell him then? Because no, it wasn't 99 that we bought him. We've had him for 15 years. So I don't know. Somebody wrote a date on him. But that's the tops. And that's what the restaurant had in there, and they would just clean them up. Are they perfect? No, but it would have cost us thousands of dollars to put in granite or something, and this way it cost us $5 a piece for those, and then the 6-footers were 10. They didn't have that many 6-footers. I think we ended up with 2 of those. So I hope you enjoyed this, and the carpeting's from the thrift store. This is just something to sit on. This tile work was all here. It's beautiful. This makes it nice and warm to sit on. And soft. And for now, we're just going to leave that. So with that, have a wonderful day. And that's our venture right now. Now we'll see what we do with it. And don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye.